$37,799. Rowan is the other winner of the Second Chance tournament, and we now have the full roster of the 2022 Tournament of Champions. Now on to the Tournament of Champions. Happy Halloween. Although it is no longer Halloween and I probably won't get this video posted until closer to American Thanksgiving because my computer needed fixing. So whenever I can get it fixed or whenever I can replace it, that's when I get this video uploaded. Jeopardy's 2022 Tournament of Champions, the most anticipated Tournament of Champions in the history of the show, is now here. It's a much longer format and the number of champions expanded. All 21 players are formidable. So let's see how much fun this is. Night 1. The contestants consisted of Maureen O'Neill, Megan Walks-Press, Ryan Long. I'm already expecting Ryan to win. I also wouldn't be surprised if Megan wins because of her close games won by $2. I like how Ryan and Megan are competing against each other because Erica Hossack defeated Ryan Long and lost to Megan Walks-Press. However, unfortunately, not even the first game in, we already know we won't be seeing a rematch between Ryan and Eric, or Megan and Eric, or even Margaret Shelton and Maureen O'Neill. Did they have to pair 3 back-to-back-to-back champions in one game? 2 out of 3 of them. Ken Jennings' instruction was, "Welcome to the Tournament of Champions from all of us here at Jeopardy. This event is a culmination of our past season and is our biggest celebration of the year. This is our Academy Awards, World Series, PhD defense, and homecoming all rolled into one. After a season of super champions, this tournament field of 21 is unlike any we've seen before. And as a Jeopardy fan myself, and now as host, I'm thrilled to have a front row seat for the competition. Today we meet our first quarterfinalists, Ryan, Megan, and Maureen. I could definitely see Ryan winning this if there are categories about sports and films, or even literature since he said being a nerd helped him, and he read the Beat Generation books. Well, it looks like there's a film category after all. I like how one of the other categories is You're the Best Around, telling the current champions they're the best. Maureen and Ryan are in the red already. You scouted for Custer in 1867, became sheriff of Hays City, Kansas 2 years later. What brings you to Deadwood? The answer was Wild Bill Hickok, and I'm surprised Ryan didn't answer since Custer came up in his second game, which was also the final Jeopardy question in Amy Schneider's 12th game. In 1874, you were the first of the Freedmen's Bank, and 3 years later, became the first black U.S. Marshal. Extensive resume. Both these have accent marks. The answer was Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass was also the answer to the final Jeopardy question on Amy Schneider's 31st game. Frederick Douglass also came up in the infamous Harriet Tubman Final Jeopardy round, which is the game Megan became eligible for the Tournament of Champions. Full circle. He also just came up a few years ago. There were a lot of triple stuppers this round. Maureen's family was excited about her initial Jeopardy appearance. She said it went great because she elevated her cool aunt status and her nieces and nephews hashtagged her name. It was a laugh. It was a blast. I missed her excitement. Megan's uncle gave her an envelope of $2 bills to symbolize her luck of winning by $2. Thomas Jefferson, we need you. Where did he get the $2 bills? And why didn't he keep them if they're so lucky? Ken mentioned he followed Ryan's 16-game adventure and asked about his experiences. Ryan answered going to Eagles training camp, hold the Lombardi Trophy, and took his son to California. Love it. The best of all possible words was a philosophical tenet of this German who advised Peter the Great. Megan buzzed and answered, "Who is Voltaire?" German? Voltaire? Ryan guessed Kant, which was also incorrect. Voltaire did use the phrasing Candide, but he based it on Leibniz, Gottfried Leibniz. Megan got the first daily double, wagered $1,000. This man made Salt Lake City's downtown streets widen so a wagon team could turn around without hitting sidewalks or using profanity. The answer was Brigham Young, which she later posted she hoped to get it right in front of Ken. Fortunately, she did, and that took her to $2,600. It's the subtitle of Terminator 2.
It's the subtitle of Terminator 2. Ryan.
What is Judgment Day?
Yes.
Ryan buzzed and answered, "What is Judgment Day?" And I was hoping he'd say it in a Schwarzenegger impression. If Mayim was hosting, I'm sure she would have said, yes, from our Schwarzenegger impersonator. Megan ended the first round winning $3,600. Maureen was in second place at $2,800, and Ryan was in third place at $1,400, exactly half Maureen's score. This will be important for later. This category is confusing. Well, I'm confused as to what could be in the category. A Parliament of Owls. Is that like a Parliament of Owls? Megan got the first daily double in Double Jeopardy for his $2,000. Unfortunately answered wrong. That went down to $2,800, exactly $200 more than her score when she got the first Double Jeopardy correct. The 2 is becoming a symbol in this game too. Meteorological words for befuddlement include hazy, cloudy, and this superlative that often comes before notion. Ryan buzzed and answered foggy, which is incorrect. Then Megan buzzed and answered foggiest. They needed a superlative. Ryan got the second daily double on Double Jeopardy, risked $2,000. Unfortunately, didn't have a guess and went down to $4,200. They ran out of time in Double Jeopardy already in the first episode. Ryan was in third place at $4,200. Maureen in second place at $8,400. Exactly twice Ryan's score for the second round in a row. And Megan was in lead at $9,600. Before I introduce the Final Jeopardy category, I should mention how disappointed fans were the first night of the tournament. They thought either the questions were too hard or the champions were just that weak, especially since none of them even reached the $10,000 mark. Coming off the week after the second chance tournament, 3 of those games being runaways, and all 5 of them being strongly competitive, and remembering Ryan as a 16-game champion, I can definitely see why fans saw this as a letdown. Someone even pointed that the players won a combined total of 26 games, and none of them even passed the $10,000 mark. Also, before going to Final Jeopardy, I imagine Maureen betting it all and answering correctly, and Ryan wagering almost all except $1. Maybe Megan could win by $2 again, especially since she's in the lead. This is also her second time in her Jeopardy career being in the lead. I didn't mention this in my Megan Walks Press Loser video. The only game when she was in the lead was in her second game. She trailed every other game. Trailed in every single game except her second one, and this one. The Final Jeopardy category was in American history. The question was, a Native American story says this creek got its name from an injury suffered by a Sioux warrior in a fight with a crow. Wounded knee. I would have made some comment about the film The Crow, especially since it's Halloween. I really don't need to since I know the answer. The answer was Wounded Knee. Yes, slated at the start of the 1890 massacre of Sioux by U.S. Army troops. Ryan bet everything, taking him to $8,400, tying Maureen, who bet everything except $1. Looks like my predictions were reverse. Megan answered wrong and went down to $2,399. Maureen won tonight's game. Fans were disappointed because Ryan didn't win. He definitely was a top contender at the quarterfinals. I don't know if they were disappointed as they were surprised. Ryan is one of the most successful players in the history of the show to lose in the quarterfinals. It's the Seth Wilson and Jason Raffinerie effect. This game also demonstrates just how unfair it was that Matt, Amy, and Mateo were all given byes into the semifinals. I wasn't even going to mention this. I thought since Ken didn't explain the format in the preamble, I shouldn't bring it up either. Fair game, right? I don't know exactly why it wasn't mentioned. Maybe they didn't want to say that Matt, Amy, and Mateo are better than the 18 other qualifiers right in front of the 3 current players, especially since Ryan is the 4th top seed. Whatever the case may be is a whole other story. Not only did 16-game champion Ryan Long lose immediately, 4-game champion Maureen O'Neill defeated a 16-day champion and a 6-day champion. I should also mention Ryan ran 3 categories in a single episode, a skill only one other champion was able to do this season, Amy Schneider. As shown in this slide, Ryan was obviously pretty good company with that statistic. So fine, Ryan lost in the quarterfinals. I'm just as disappointed about it as the fans are. I would have loved to see Ryan compete against Matt or Amy. It's only night 1 of the quarterfinals, and we already have 1 out of the 5 super champions who won't advance to the finals. At least Eric doesn't have to worry about a rematch between Ryan and Megan, though I'm sure it would have been fun to potentially see Ryan get his revenge on Eric, or Eric get his revenge on Megan. Something else I just noticed is, including this game, Ryan played a total of 18 Jeopardy games, the same number of games Matt and Modio played in season 37. Now I do have a lot more to say about this, so tune in for part 3, where we take a look at the aftermath of the losses of Ryan Long and Megan Walks Press. All that being said, I'm sorry to the fans for essentially being let down seeing how the game went, and I'm sorry I didn't sound so positive in my afterthoughts in the first game. Now you guys remember how much fun I thought Maureen was. I still think she is, and I'm happy to see her advance to the semifinals. Congratulations to her. Let's see how much fun she has in the semifinals. And as always, thank you for watching.